Next story of the day is about North Korea and South Korea. North Korea and South Korea have been at like a cold type war for a long time. They stand at the border of the DMZ and they point guns at each other and they just stand there basically and, you know, have like grilled each other with mean looks for like the past 20 years or so. I don't know how long it's been going on. You'd have to look into the history of it. But in my lifetime, I've never seen North Korea and South Korea get along. That has all changed largely because of President Trump. The news won't say it, but to go back to the Obama administration, and even Hillary, she was Secretary of State. That was kind of her job, dealing with other countries. They didn't even want to have a conversation with Kim Jong-un. I'm telling you, this is what launched it. I know the news is not going to weigh on this. There's not going to be an NPR podcast about it, but it's true. Trump decided to actually talk to Kim Jong-un, which is what normal people do. You can't hate somebody for 20 years if you won't even get on the phone with them. That's kind of weird. So Trump talked to Kim Jong-un, got along with him, and what do you know? Tensions started to ease. Things are not perfect yet, of course. I mean, New York Times and Washington Post have their own vested interest in not allowing there to be peace in these regions. So you'll see nonstop news on CNN, New York Times, and Washington Post about how terrible it is because they don't really want to tell you that it's getting better. I don't know why. To me, it seems like all they want to do is lie and start fights and start wars and start race wars and religion wars. To me, I have to agree with Trump. It seems like they're the enemy of the people. You know, for a while I said, nah, they're not the enemy. I don't use that vocabulary. I don't think any particular person, but that entity, that spiritual entity of lying about everything, starting wars, starting conflicts, race, religion, gender, they are the true enemy of the people worldwide, and that's why he says it. So we start to get along with North Korea, and on Thanksgiving, they had a handshake at the border. I have it posted on WorldCloud. I'm going to share it to my page after this live stream is done. It was a beautiful thing to see after like a decade of or 2 decades of standoffs and like, you know, like really tensions and like nuclear threats. They're shaking hands, really, really cool. And Reuters actually reported today, this is not a conspiracy theory. I know for some reason, people are so far brainwashed that when I tell the truth and I cite literal mainstream media, people say, oh, you're just a conspiracy theorist. Like literally every live stream I do, I cite Reuters, AP, Washington Post, New York Times, CNN, all these organizations that people trust, because they lie 10,000 times, and then they'll tell you the truth one time. It's like they'll shoot out the lie 100 times, and then the one time they tell the truth, they're like, oh yeah, we were wrong for 5 years, whoops, and then they'll go right back to the next lie. That's what they do. So, you know, Reuters said that they reduced military presence on the border as well. So not only you have the handshake yesterday or earlier this week, you have reduced military presence on both sides of the border. That's a beautiful thing. This is what progress looks like. I know there's a lot of progressives. This is progress. If Hillary or McCain would have won presidency instead of Trump or Jeb Bush, you would not see this in North Korea and South Korea. Anybody that says otherwise, they probably are too emotional to really assess the situation properly. Even the leader of South Korea says, give Trump the Nobel Peace Prize. I don't care. We just want real peace. Trump doesn't care, but he is I mean, even that, what he did there and what he did in Syria, even if it was temporary, there's a lot of progress. Congratulations, North Korea and South Korea. I'm looking forward to going to North Korea at some point in my life and playing basketball. I'm going to put it out there. I talked to Dennis Rodman. He said, maybe. I'll take it. And then my one question is, like I said, I put it out in their universe that maybe I could play basketball in North Korea. Do you think that's a possibility in the future? Do you think we'll establish some sort of league? And if we do, I rebound. I got an okay shot, but I'm more a hustle player.
I think it's going to allow a lot of basketball teams to go over and play their teams and stuff like that. And I think when the door opens again, there'll be a lot more openness as far as the two countries. So I think that once you go over there, he'll play basketball with you.
Okay. Well, I'll let her know because if you need an extra player, like I said, I would love to play. God bless us.
Cool, brother.
Appreciate you.
Cool. All right, man.